Good evening, this is Atmospheric Alex here, and welcome back to another severe weather outlook and discussion. And in today's video, we're really going to be focusing in on an area to watch for maybe some tornadoes across southern Illinois, southern Indiana, portions of northwestern Kentucky. Will you wind up seeing some severe weather potentially tomorrow? We'll find out in today's video. As we take a current look at our analysis data, we have a really strong mid-latitude cyclone up here that is punching a ton of snow around itself there. Yeah, we're talking about some pretty heavy snowfall for Minneapolis right now and very gusty winds. We also have some more snow for the northeast and then quite a lot of active weather ongoing across the west right now. We have been talking about, storm after storm after storm for the west coast, and really that looks to continue for just a little bit longer, but a lot of snow in your Sierra Nevadas there and into your Rocky Mountains. And these storm systems have been bringing some very damaging winds across portions of the Great Plains. We were talking about a significant wildfire outbreak yesterday. Anyone in Woodward, Oklahoma, I really hope you all are safe out there. If you had to evacuate, I hope you heeded those warnings efficiently, as we were talking about a large wildfire right near the city. So hopefully you all stay safe and hopefully recovery efforts are underway. In terms of our current alert map, we have a ton of red flag warnings, ton of fire weather warnings right now across the plains into portions of the Midwest, believe it or not. Chicago, you're also under a red flag warning, so just please be very cautious. Talk about gusty winds, low humidity values that is going to be plaguing your area. A lot of wind across your Rockies, still lots of snow in the west, winter storm warnings literally everywhere. Yeah, it is looking very active out west in the central U.S. for sure. Speaking of your fire weather concerns, you can see a critical fire weather risk as we go into the rest of the day today across New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado there, portions of Iowa as well. You got another, big wind event going on right now with low relative humidity values that could spark up some fires. I don't know why that just closed on me. Epic Pen can be weird sometimes, I swear. Also, I guess I'm a little bit out of the loop. I haven't done a video in a little bit. I've been smashed with homework. Thankfully now, I'm out of the thick of it and I'm able to get back to doing kind of semi-regular uploads. I will try and post a schedule tonight, but it's going to be a little bit chaotic still. A lot better than last week. You were still talking around critical fire weather concerns here for Oklahoma, portions of northern Texas as well as we go into tomorrow. Now, before we head into our in-depth severe weather analysis, I want to kind of talk about some of our winter weather ongoing still. Lots of snow currently coming down across Minnesota, some of those areas up there, some very high winds. That should wrap up by tomorrow morning. But as we look down here, we have another storm system, potentially bringing in some heavy snow into portions of Iowa here. Take a look at that. It is crazy. Des Moines, Iowa, Cedar Rapids getting some heavy snow as we head into tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. And rain switching to snow across Wisconsin, very heavy in nature, even pushing through Chicago. Look at the UP of Michigan. Wow, that is a lot of snow up there for you all. Getting in those purple colors is certainly going to be quite a crazy event for you all. And then down here, like I said, northern Indiana could see some scattered heavy snow bursts as well. That moves on through and definitely going to be very windy as well. Our real concern is going to be our severe weather risk as we head into tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. You can see we have a level 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale in terms of our severe weather here across portions of the Ohio Valley. And if we break this down further, you even have a 5% chance of tornadoes within 25 miles of a given point. So, cities like Evansville, Indiana, Louisville, Kentucky there, like Columbus or Cincinnati, you all are under fire of potentially some tornadic activity tomorrow. We're not expecting really much of a crazy risk, though. We're talking around a 15% risk for wind, and even a risk for hail as well, as we're going to be talking about some supercells moving through. But now it's time to move into our severe weather analysis. This is a good look at our HRRR model here. As we head into tomorrow morning, you can see we already have some storms firing up here near St. Louis, Missouri, and into early tomorrow afternoon. I'm actually going to change the color of this a little bit here, probably over to red. We're talking about some supercells firing up in northern Kentucky. Those kind of push on through. But look at this complex of storms up here. My goodness. And a ton of prefrontal convection as well. You can see we do have the threat for maybe, a couple of semi-discrete supercells to develop in northern Kentucky. And that's what we're watching out for. And by the way, all the data I am getting right here, right now, is from aguaceroweather.com. This is a really fantastic weather site. I can't use it too much. I'm only going to use it for, future radar and stuff like that because it has really appealing graphics to it. So let me know if you want me to continue using this from now on. You can see all your supercells in northern Kentucky and take a look at this. I mean, my goodness, talking about a line of supercells being possible right here, and we could even have some more back there. Again, I wouldn't fully rule out the potential of a strong tornado tomorrow, but it's a very low chance. You could see some more supercells firing up here. This is going to be your cold core event over here in portions of Illinois. This continues on through Columbus, Indianapolis, Evansville, Indiana getting hammered with storms. Look at all these here. Tons of supercells, and you can see kind of these hatched areas, maximum updraft helicity. This is basically more effective for hail production and even some rotation as well within your supercells. So definitely going to be talking about hail and tornado risk for sure, and these continue looking quite vicious as we head into the overnight hours. There's been some significant uptrends with tomorrow, and we really need to keep a close eye on things. Storm mode is everything. If our cells can stay discrete, kind of separate from each other, a strong tornado cannot be ruled out. As we head into our parameters here, this is very important. I would use Aguacero Weather, but I'm going to stick with COD because, I don't know, I kind of favor their graphics a bit better, and I've been showing them for a long time now. You can see our storm energy, we are talking about a decent amount of it here, upwards of 1,000 to 1,500 CAPE. That is definitely sufficient for severe weather. In the winter season, you want at least 500. So seeing values over 1,000 in February is going to have some problems, pretty significant implications. You can see talking around 1,500 joules of energy right there. So we are talking certainly a wide open warm sector for these storms to work with. For our near surface storm energy, this is very important for cold core tornado production. You can see where our storms could be. We're talking around 200 to maybe even 300. That is very high, extreme values of 3 CAPE. You don't typically see that. And then across the board, we are talking values between 100 to 150. So things have really uptrended on our models, especially our HRRR. Back here, upwards of 200, 300, maybe even higher in some areas. Yeah, I do believe we're going to see some tornadoes tomorrow, and they could even be a bit photogenic, especially in our cold core nature. Like if storms pop back here, say in the evening after our main round moves through, that's where you could see photogenic tornado activity, and that's what we're watching out for. And our surface lapse rates here, basically your temperature change with height, is going to be quite significant. We're talking about a lot of lift in your atmosphere to get these storms going. We're talking, values between 7 to 8 degrees Celsius per kilometer. That is quite exceptional for your surface lapse rates. And this cold core event back here, kind of, watching this a little bit, values between a 7 to an 8. Can we get anything to pop further back a little more? We'll have to wait and see, but a lot of forcing is going to be available for this severe weather event. Down here across West Tennessee, talking about values between 8 to almost 8.5 in some areas. So yes, storms are going to be firing like crazy tomorrow. And even throughout the night, you could still see values upwards of a 6 to almost a 7. So that's still sufficient enough. But I mean, 8, that is definitely going to get the ball rolling. And then we could see more storms overnight popping near Nashville with lapse rates between a 7.5. Certainly a lot of forcing for your storms. Remember, the higher your lapse rates are, the more rising air there will be available because your temperature changes a lot more significantly. You have a lot more warm air running into a lot more cold air aloft, and the updrafts will be a lot more significant. So just kind of keep that in mind. Now, we're going to kind of head into a different product. This is your 0 to 1 kilometer helicity here. Anything in your green colors is suitable for tornadic activity. Anything in your gold colors could support an isolated strong tornado if your storm mode is discrete enough. And you can see we're talking about your storms up here. Look at some of your blips here, some of your gold colors. We're even seeing some of your red colors kind of embedded in there. And when your wind shear becomes more significant in your evening, some of your cold core activity back here might need to be watched out for a little bit. And then up here in portions of central Illinois, that's why the potential for tomorrow's tornado risk could maybe uptrend even further, perhaps. So we're going to have to watch out for that. And like I said before, any storms that could pop off along this cold front down here, kind of entering into West Tennessee, definitely has tornado potential. Even like Martin. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see, but there's a lot of uncertainty that far south. As we head into our supercell composite, if you take all your parameters and you smack them all together, what do you get? This is the output. Anything in your yellows and oranges, but look at your reds here. You got some of your red colors here. That is definitely going to be some significant parameters there, favorable for supercells. Talk about values between a 7 and a 10 in some certain areas with your supercells. Up here you have your cluster, but if anything can form behind your cluster, that can be more significant, and your wind shear really ramps up as we head into the evening. And if we get any storms here, like you could see a couple little blips like right here, definitely are going to have to watch out for those as they could be more discrete in nature. As we take a look at our significant tornado parameter here, we do have values in the reds, and if you squint your eyes, we even have some hot pink. We even have some kind of like pink tinge colors there, kind of in between your red and your pink, if you will. So certainly tornadoes will be on the menu tomorrow, and I mean, that's pretty much what you need to expect there. And I was going to go more in depth, but maybe I should save that for another video. I think a kind of a brief update is going to be just good enough for the situation at hand. If you did enjoy today's video, please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to my little corner of the weather community, share this video with friends, family, and social media, and even leave a comment in the section below if you found this video informative, entertaining, maybe even a bit life-saving, especially if, say, you're in southern Indiana kind of preparing for your tornado risk tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video, whenever that may be.